We have an NHL trade to discuss between the Ottawa Senators and the Florida Panthers. We'll jump into the details coming up next. Welcome back to another video here at Top Shelf Hockey. Now, as I mentioned, we have another NHL trade to talk about today. It's not a huge trade by any means, not overly significant, but it could be a significant piece, longer term for the Ottawa Senators. They've acquired restricted free agent defenseman Josh Brown from the Florida Panthers in exchange for a 2020 4th round pick. Josh Brown's 26 years old. He put up 8 points in 56 games this past year with Florida. As I mentioned, he's an RFA, so another player with the Senators now that's going to be needing to be signed, need a new contract, but obviously they're fully expected to be doing so. At this point, he's 1 year away from being an unrestricted free agent, so I would suspect that they probably don't sign him too long term. It wouldn't be surprising to get more than 1 year on a new contract for Brown. I can't imagine they'd walk him directly to free agency, but I guess we will see what happens. At this point, though, the Ottawa Senators could use a right shot D like Brown. He's a really big defenseman, 6'5" with 217 pounds. He can play a physical style of game, especially where they're not expected to have Mark Borowiecki come back. I know he's a left shot D, but still, it's that similar style of play that he could probably replace a little bit in the lineup. So that'll help. And then obviously Borowiecki is actually one of the teams that was rumored to be looking at him as a free agent is Florida. So, is that a possibility that maybe they just end up swapping places through that method? I'm not sure. But obviously the Ottawa Senators, as we discussed before, have a ton of draft currency, lots of draft picks. We did not expect them to use them all, and I would not be surprised to see additional moves from General Manager Pierre Dorion with things like this, using especially the mid-round picks or even that late first-round pick they have from the New York Islanders. They're all potential picks that could be in play here with the trade currency to try to pick up established NHL roster players who can help with this team immediately. They're rumored to be looking at goaltenders, looking at other players as well in the forward group. So there's lots of things that we could see. I do expect them to be extremely active in that regard. Now, Josh Brown is certainly a player that head coach DJ Smith is very familiar with. They won a Memorial Cup together with the Oshawa Generals back in 2015, where Josh Brown was the captain of that team where DJ Smith was coaching. So I'm sure DJ Smith had somewhat of an influence here in picking up this player from Florida. Certainly somebody he's very familiar with and comfortable back there on the blue line. Now, of course, this is the second defenseman now we've seen Florida trade out, where they traded Mike Matheson to Pittsburgh. So certainly trying to reshuffle that blue line. There's been some talk that they could even have others going out as well. But certainly, an interesting move, but maybe they're just making room to sign Mark Borowiecki, which seems a little strange. I'm not really sure exactly what Florida's up to here. Brown, like I said, he's not a superstar by any means, but he's certainly a player who looks like he should be capable of playing third pair minutes on the right side for the Senators and could be, a good piece longer term. Like I said, he's a big physical defenseman. We'll see what he can turn out to be for Ottawa. A little bit confusing, though, for some color commentators and play-by-play people. This is going to be the third Brown now with the Senators. Of course, they already have Connor Brown and Logan Brown. So, maybe someday we'll see a goal Brown from Brown and Brown. Be an interesting scenario to unfold here in Ottawa. They certainly seem to have lots of players with that name. So let me know your thoughts on this trade. I know it's not overly significant, but we're going to see a lot more things like this from the Senators as they try to piece things together to complete their puzzle to put a roster together for next season, because they have a lot of openings and they can only have so many rookies on the lineup. They need some established roster players to step in. And of course, they're going to be starting to sign some of their RFAs here likely in the coming days as well. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments and we'll discuss further. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing and turning on your notifications so you don't miss any future content. And give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I'd appreciate it if you did. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.